expensive. We're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually buried, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the party's mixed, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. She walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on the deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 205 of Phired Sports. Check us out at phiredsports.com. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Console, Mark Ramos. What's going on, brother?
Yo,
how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
I was a lot better until about like 10 minutes ago when the Phillies this game got completely out of hand.
No.
Yeah, I think that's the whole city kind of feels that way.
Yes.
Anybody that's watching right now.
Why is it always the Mets? Like the Mets, for whatever reason, just have their number. Like every game, like I don't even think this Mets team's all that good. Obviously, the record shows they're nothing special, but the Phillies just always have problems with them,
Especially in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something about that park. They just have trouble at Citi Field. I don't know.
It looks like a. Have you? I don't know if you. I've never been there. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
I have not.
But they showed. I think it was like in between the third and fourth. It was either in between the fourth inning. I don't remember what inning. It was early. It was still nothing. And they showed the outside of Citi Field, and I looked at my office. This looks like a fucking prison. Like this, it's not even nice. It looks like they're just trying to be what the Yankees are. Just like instead of like the Coliseum, it's like brick. But it's just, like it looks like a prison. Like it doesn't even look nice.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I guess we can kind of talk about it a little bit, but like, it seems like the last couple nights specifically, and I'm not gonna like completely. We've shit on Rob Thompson a bunch, myself included, but like it seems like he's kind of leaving pitchers in a little too long. In my
I don't know about the wee shit, but
what do you mean?
I'm a Thompson lover.
Like you're not a lover, are you?
No, I don't. I think
you don't hate him, but
no,
you're
no,
defender.
you're a defender. Yeah. I think I defend Thompson more than Dombrowski, but at least at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard. It's getting really hard to defend. Dombrowski.
Thompson just seems like he goes to his bullpen too late, and specifically get somebody up ready too late. Like he just doesn't prepare enough for the bullpen to come in, and I don't know. Like the Sanchez start last night. Like I just don't.
It was a little goofy. Yeah. It was that was yeah. I think that this year I think Thompson has given you. I mean, you I don't know if you guys agree with this or disagree with this, but I think this year specifically Thompson has given me the least of all the years that he's been here. I don't think he's been as bad personally. I think he's done the things that people are asking him to do. Sit guys when they're not playing well and trying not to be the player's manager as much. That doesn't mean he goes 162 games and he's not going to make mistakes here and there. But
Sure.
That's every manager, but in every sport really. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like he's done as much as he possibly can. It's just like this roster. You're seeing the effects of, and I know they scored 45 runs or whatever it was in the Seattle series, but like you're kind of seeing the effects of the roller coaster, and that happens in baseball, right? Like it's 162. I mean, they're never going to look great every single game. They're going to go through stretches, good stretches, bad stretches, but like I think you're missing the effects of the big right-handed bat, especially with the way Castellanos has played this year. He's been dreadful.
Yep.
I mean, he played really well in the Washington series, which was again a little bit of a head scratch on him sitting last night. Like that's another Thompson thing where I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. But
I actually don't mind it
no,
because I think they've actually, and I know we could shit all over Kepler and Marsh and the outfield in general, but like the platoon that they have kind of going on in the outfield right now, it's kind of been working. Like Kepler's playing a little better. Marsh, since he did make an example of Marsh and sat him and all that stuff. Martian played fairly well.
we're going to last night. He was 1 for 16. Like
Sure, no,
that's
I
what
get
I'm saying.
that.
Like
Yeah.
Castellanos was 5 for 14 or whatever it was. Like it I just would rather have Kepler in left than Castellanos in right last night. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna bash Thompson for one game. But it's the Mets. Like I think you have to try to put your best thing out there. You got to you blow this series, you get swept. Like they're back in it. They win 2 or 3. They're almost back in it. It's gonna be tough. But
And I think
especially-
that's the big criticism that I have with Thompson is we talk about it all the time, the lack of urgency. Like if there's a time for you to start to get a little bit of urgency is right now against the Mets. You're fighting for the division. Now you have every game from here on out's important.
yeah, I can't argue with that.
So
Yeah.
are we? I feel like when you talk about like bullpen or whatever, like Kerkering's name gets thrown up as like one of the, I guess the main guys or one of the top 3 options. But like, are we concerned? Like, what do we have out of Kerkering? Like, I don't trust him as far as I could throw him right now.
I mean, I mean, for me at least, I know he struggled early in the year, and then he found that groove for like 2 months, and I don't know, maybe he's just like trying to, because I think right before they traded for Duran, like he was kind of the the back end guy. I don't know, maybe he's trying to find his spot. I don't know. He has been a little concerning the last couple outings,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, at one point I think he was looking pretty good there in that like setup kind of role, and then it started to we kind of got kind of a little sideways with it. I don't know if that's just being like a younger guy and trying to like nail down a spot, especially on a team that has a lot of like they're more or less going for it. So
They really need him. Yeah.
yeah, like
They need him to be good, right?
they can't really deal with the up and down growing pain
Growing
type
pains,
of,
yeah.
that type of thing. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I think like though, like you were saying, like Dom was saying there, like even though the records are what they are, like I think the Mets have to go on a real tear to catch the Phillies for to win the division.
I think my only concern is that like you play them for 4 more after this. It's at home at least, but like you have them for going into the series. They had 7 games left, up 7. So like
Right.
it's
right.
it's a little concerning. But I hear you.
No.
Yeah.
I was going to agree with you on it. Like
Yeah.
I definitely think you don't want to give this team any kind of belief that like, hey, like we're especially in a situation where they sweep or something like that. That like then that it takes a good week and a half of baseball for a team, and a not so great week from the Phillies, and all of a sudden things start to look a lot closer than you thought. It can happen. It's not like there's enough track left here on the season that could happen. And like you said, we see them again, so it's that's going to be really concerning.
Look at the Phillies in 07. They're like down 7 with 17 left or something, and they pulled it out against the Mets. But I think I understand the concern because like especially around the whole the whole fan base. Like I get the concern that like 1 week they look like World Series contenders, and then the next week they look like they're not even going to make the playoffs. So like I get the concern, but that's just baseball. That's the roller coaster of the season. They still have they're still in first place. They're still the 3 seed. But I'm not concerned. Like if they were playing, I don't know, name any team outside of the division, like I wouldn't be that concerned about it. But because it's the Mets, it feels like it stings a little bit more.
Right.
It feels worse than what it probably actually is. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a team full of losers, like, and not just because they're the
Right.
Mets, but like, is there a bigger loser in professional sports than Juan Soto? I don't know that I can name
not many, but not many.
one. Who? Name one.
I mean, I think there are bigger losers in the sport too. Like, I think Machado is an even bigger loser. At least Soto, like, actually, and when I know what you're saying, not like winner loser, like, have they actually won?
No,
But,
that's not what I'm talking about. Like,
no, I know.
he could be down 10 runs and he's pimping solo home
Sure,
runs. I don't
sure.
think Manny
Right.
Machado's doing that.
Yeah, see, Manny Machado doesn't hustle at all, and also, like, I honestly, Acuna might be an even bigger loser than Soto. And I'm not just saying this because they're in our division, and, like, we hate these people, like these players, but, like, I don't know. I just with Juan Soto, he showed up for the Nationals. He actually won them the World Series that year. Like, he was gigantic. He was 23 years old. Like, I get it. I hate Soto. I think he's a loser too. He doesn't hustle. He doesn't, like last night, he fielded a ground ball in right field, or a line drive in right field, and, like, I think he could have got the guy out at home, and he just lobbed it in. Like, I get it. Like, I don't disagree. I just, yeah, I think there's a little bit more there than maybe we're thinking, but I hear you.
Sorry, I made a face because I don't know if either you're watching, but like, that's the thing with Castellanos up to bat, like, has a pretty nice hit and just guy makes a good play. Sometimes, he's just unlucky.
When we do the shows, I typically don't have them on. I'll watch them before, like I'll be watching before.
Yeah.
And I can't have it color my view. I try to step
and
away from it.
Yeah.
And then
that's the thing is, like, when I have it on, I'm completely distracted. And I feel like usually the games are like, by the time we start, the game's like almost over. Did this game start late? What time does this game start?
7:10.
Oh, it is
7:10.
Okay. All right, it is a little later. Okay.
See, I have my computer here, and my TV's like right above. So, like, that, I'm like, the camera's like, I look right over the camera. And baseball is probably the easiest to do it because
it is
so much in between. Like, hockey and basketball, like, I've done, like, it's tough. I'm sure, Mark, you've heard, like, Mike and I, because I don't think we've had much of an opportunity with the three of us, like, watching, like, live reacting to, like, the Phillies games.
Dude, forget about when it was Stanley Cup.
Oh my God.
What?
How did he not score on that?
No, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But are you surprised? He's the slowest dude in the world.
No, I'm not.
But, like, anyway, what I was gonna say is, like, you should see the shows during, like, Stanley Cup final or Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm so distracted. I shouldn't be watching things during this podcast, but here we are. But again, the games are usually, like, pretty much almost done by the time we start. But this one's a little later.
Usually,
they pretty much.
Yeah, right, exactly. I know. I feel like bullpen's kind of the main talking point at this point. And, like, listen, call it whatever injury you want. We have to see the last of Jordan Romano, right? Like, see you later for the rest of the season. They're calling it a middle finger. Inflamed middle finger or something? Yeah, see you later. We shouldn't see him the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we can get dark. I mean, like, we should.
How dark
not
do you
only,
get, Dom?
Not only should we not see him, but we should put him in a fucking rocket ship and shoot him into the sun. And we should watch it live.
That's nowhere near.
Phillies,
no, I know. I got to be like a little,
It's nowhere near dark enough for you, Dom.
No, I know. The text messages will be a lot darker.
Yes.
That text tag goes off the rails. I don't,
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it does. Especially if I, like, piss off Dom, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's just I don't understand. I still don't understand how he's still on the team. I really don't.
I think a lot of Phillies fans probably have an inflamed middle finger
Yes.
for Jordan Romano.
Two.
Two of them. I mean,
dude, that's like a sign at the next Philly. That's you should go to the next Phillies game and put that, like, on a sign.
Put it on a sign.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I think too, like, what's so crazy about it, they've stuck with him all year.
Yep.
Like, and
they've put him in positions to like in
high
real
leverage
positions.
Yeah.
Last night.
And you could blame Thompson for that, but I also blame Nebraska for even having him available to Thompson.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't be on the roster.
That's the point I was going to make tonight, and I'm so happy you said it, so I don't have to argue with you about it.
No, sure. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I I really thought they were going to wait to the deadline, and if they would have gotten 2 arms, I think there was, at least my thought process was maybe that's when they get rid of, maybe that's when they DFA him. And then they only got the 1 arm, and you say to yourself, okay, maybe they're just waiting for Alvarado to get back in August.
But then
Then
Alvarado
Alvarado goes back, and he's not only is he still on the team, he's pitching in high leverage situations.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have no words. I'm at loss. We're like
That's how
no
dire-
idea.
He can't
That's
be
how
on the
dire it
he
is.
can't be on the playoff roster, can he? Like, how do you put him in the playoff game at all?
No, you can't. If he does, I walk out of my house. I turn the game off. and I
Where you
walk
going?
out, 'cause It's over.
Where you-
'Cause it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I don't know how they. I don't know how, but like to see that's the thing. It's like we were talking about. You guys were just mentioning Alvarado, and it's like that's how dire it was. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like he got back, and right away he's in there. You know what I mean. And it's and I mean pitchers are often a creature of habit anyway. Like to be out of action that long, and then to come back in, and then all of a sudden you're like in these like really high pressure cooker situations. Like that's really, really difficult, for anybody. And, I don't know, now it's like at a point where like the pen, like we're not worried about blowing games in the 9th. We just got to make sure that we hold on to the lead
Yeah.
so we get to the
Get
9th.
there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
like at this point, I'd rather them call up literally anybody from AAA, because like we know Romano sucks. Maybe the next guy they call up doesn't stink.
yeah.
I heard Ruben Amaro say today. I think it was today or yesterday. It might have been the post game because for last night's game, and he was basically saying like, yeah, well, the reason he's probably still on this roster is because he had a really good stretch where he didn't give up any runs, and I'm just thinking to myself like, yeah, 2.5 months ago. Like
Yeah,
it's almost September, and we're talking about how he didn't give up. He went 4 straight outings without giving up a run in June. Like,
Yeah, when
Like-
I think of Philadelphia Phillies success, I think of Ruben Amaro Jr.
right?
One of the worst GMs in of an era.
It's a
of
shame
Philadelphia
because
sports.
he's not a good commentator, and he's not good on the pre and post game. But like, he seems like a good guy.
Sure, yeah,
And that's what
I
sucks
agree.
about it is like because I don't know if you guys have seen his podcast with Jim
not.
Salisbury. It's funny. Like he curses on it. Like it's actually like pretty. It's just like I don't understand how did that guy have a job? Like I don't know. Lost.
So speaking of podcasts, have either of you
was
listened to the Jimmy Rollins Ryan Howard podcast?
early on, I did.
I wanted to like it. It sucks. It's
Really?
not entertaining. Yeah, I've given it like a couple episodes, and I don't know. I couldn't.
I think I listened to like the first 2 or 3.
I just got really bored of it.
Which tells you that like I probably felt the same. It was a long time ago. I probably
Yeah.
felt the same way that I haven't picked it back up. But
Yeah. So
yeah, but
Yeah.
Romano didn't give up a run. For 4
Yeah.
straight outings in June. Let's
right.
hang our hat on
He's-
that. That's
yeah.
why he's still here.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Neither did I. I didn't give up 4 runs in 4 innings in June too. So you don't see me out there.
Dombrowski should call you up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be much
I
worse.
can't be, dude. I could probably hit like 78.
There's not a snowball chance in hell you could hit
Oh, I-
78.
Dude, come on.
No.
In high school, I was hitting low 80s.
It
Low
was
to
10 years
mid-80s.
ago. It was over 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, but I have more strength now than I did at 18.
You tore your meniscus playing co-ed softball.
Yeah, but that's just because I didn't stretch. That's just because I didn't stretch.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
This might need to be a fired
I
up
definitely
sports
did
event.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get
Let's
the gun out.
Let's get the radar
Dude.
going. There's not a snowball chance in hell you're touching 78.
Yeah, I can. Definitely.
I don't know that you can touch 70.
I think you could touch 78. Like everybody here, all 3 of us could touch 78.
I don't think you could.
We're grown men. Like it's not like, we're not, what does he say in Superbad? They're not dried up old ladies.
I don't think you're throwing 78.
All right.
Dude, when you see position players come in and throw in the 9th or 10th inning,
Yeah, but they don't try. Like they're literally just lobbing it. Like they're not actually really.
like Jamie Moyer hardly threw 78. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably threw over 78, but
yeah, he was mid 80s.
yeah,
Yeah, probably.
I
That's
think I
somebody
could
who was
hit-
in the league
I think
for
I could hit mid to
20
late
years.
70s. I think you're downplaying not just me, but like the fact that all three of us could do it.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a good
My
78. Like it would probably.
No.
I would probably. It'd probably be in the dirt, but like, I think we could. All three of us could do it easily.
Easily.
Like giving
Get out of
it
your
your all.
No.
I think you're underestimating.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's put it to the test.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should have to put this to the
do
test.
that.
Remember the Philly Stadium where like Chickies is? There
Yeah.
used to be
Why
that,
did they ever
like,
get rid of it?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
they used
awesome.
to have that bullpen out there where you could throw at the catcher.
Yeah, it was great.
Moving catcher.
They got rid of all the fun.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they have out there now? It's been so long since I've been out there.
Campos and Chickies. And,
Well, no, I'm saying like for the kids. There's obviously
the wiffle ball
thing.
field. They have like a
Is there rock climbing still
rock
there? Wasn't it out there?
climbing. Yeah, there's like another 2 or 3 games over there as well.
Did they have it was kind of like pinball or something where you had to hit the bat with the ball and wasn't there something like that?
Like back in the day, or like
Yeah, back in
currently?
the day.
I
No,
don't
back in the
remember.
day.
I feel like there was. It was like it was almost like a boardwalk game kind of thing. Like
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was there before the wiffle ball field, because the wiffle ball field's been there like what 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah, they've
Oh.
had that.
I hope his hand is broken.
No, we're not that lucky.
I hope. Oh God, I was hoping every bone on his.
It's not on his hand, it's his
shattered.
elbow.
Oh, I thought
It,
it
I
was
really,
wrist.
it really wasn't even his elbow. It was more his arm, like above his elbow.
I hope every bone in it. I was wishing every bone in his elbow shattered. It was actually more of his bicep. It looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that hits off the elbow like that. That hurt.
That stings. That stings if it's off the elbow. Yeah.
I mean, Harper was out. He was out for a few weeks for that.
I actually like Lindor. Yeah, he's a Met, so fuck him. But I actually like.
I hate
He's
him.
the
I hate
one.
him.
He's the
I hate
one
every
Met I
single
don't hate
Yeah, I hate them all.
because he's actually good. Like
And he stinks.
he stinks.
No, I agree. I agree. He's like the only semi-likable.
Yeah, he's the only one I could like
Like
stomach.
Jeff McNeil and Brandon Nimmo and fucking
Pete
Alonso.
Ugh.
They're like punch the face. I think I would hate those guys even if they weren't on the Mets. Like that's. But
I might hate Alonso if he was a Philadelphia Philly.
Yeah, that's like me. Last year I rooted against Austin Hayes. Every single time he was up, I went to an Eagles game once. Jalen Reagor was still on the Eagles, and he had a huge catch. Everybody booed him, and then he almost got in the end zone, and we booed him. Like I've never seen that in my life. Like in person. Like I've never. Like Mike. I don't know if you remember this. When you got us tickets for, I think it was your engagement. When you asked us all to be in your wedding, remember we went to the Phillies game. Papelbon was the first game after he made those like stupid comments about like the Phillies fans or
Papelbon.
whatever.
How fucking long ago did I get married?
Yeah.
Papelbon. Christ.
Dude, Papelbon's here longer. I was talking to this to my brother-in-law. He's been here long. Like he was here longer than like we remember. Like I didn't even realize he was like the saves leader.
Yeah,
like,
I got married in
He's here, like, 5
2017.
years.
So I guess that.
when did you propose? That was like what, 2015?
2016 probably.
Okay, so like
right around
yeah,
2015, 2016. Yeah,
he was here like 2012 through like 2016 or whatever. So like it was somewhere in there. So like he made those comments about the Phillies fans, and we were at the game, his first appearance after making those, and of course like the people are gonna boo. There weren't a lot of people, but I remember telling you guys, I said Papelbon better not come out tonight because I'm gonna fucking boo him, and you all just sat there and watched, and I stood up and boo, you fucking boo.
I was never a fan of Papelbon.
Great talent, real hard, like just a dickhead.
Yeah, I just felt at that time like when he got that contract too. I think it was the contract. I think it was the money that kind of got to me. I was like, that seems egregious to spend on a closer in there.
I liked his like don't give a fuck attitude that he had, but like it got too much.
I think he used it at the wrong times.
Sure, I agree.
Like when he grabbed Bryce Harper by the throat.
Yeah. Like that's their star play. Like you don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was
although
that was absurd.
Harper Harper was like an arrogant, cocky
He was very
asshole at
immature
that
as shit.
age.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
like, did they ever say like, what that argument was about? Like, I'm sure there's been interviews, but like, has anybody heard?
I
No.
want to say I for some reason I want to say it was maybe because he didn't hustle, but like I might be making that up.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but again, at that age, like Harper was a young, cocky, arrogant asshole, and Papelbon was like the guy who's been his asshole his entire career. Like, of course, at one point they were going to butt heads. Like, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you guys got anything else for the Phillies other than?
Really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So game 1, Sanchez, right?
Yes, not even a question. Yep.
What? So let's say Nola comes out the rest of this year and just looks like even average, right?
Mhm.
Like, what do we do game 2?
Doesn't matter.
Because I
they're
think it
gonna lose.
depends. It doesn't matter who's out there.
I think that they're without Wheeler. I think this team's fucked. Like because because of this exact question, who's the second best pitcher on the rotation?
but like the reason I'm not there yet, and we may have to get to the playoffs for me to like realize this, but like, or for them to prove this right or wrong, mostly wrong. But like we've seen so far, like Ranger have 2 bad outings, and then he'll go 4 straight starts, and like he'll look like.
I was
really
just about
great.
to say, if you want my answer, and it might not be a popular one, and it's funny because before Wheeler gets hurt, I think I was saying I want Ranger in the bullpen. Ranger's my game 2 starter right now, I think.
And same, but I'm going to say same thing about Luzardo too. Luzardo will come out and have a really bad game, and then he'll have 3 really good starts. So like my thought process is like if you could get that all, I mean it's a lot to ask, but like if you could get those 3, your top 3 guys, 3 or 4 guys, like all at the same time, I think they can catch lightning in a bottle. That's what the playoffs are in any sport, but
Sure.
especially baseball right now, it's anybody's game. I think if you just get those guys hot at the same time, I mean, we saw it in 22 and 23. Like the whole team got hot until they didn't. I mean, that's every team. But like, I think if they win game 1, if they win or lose game 1, I think it decides game 2 for me.
Okay.
For what I want.
Okay. So what's your decision based on if they win or lose? Like if they win, who do you pick?
If they're home and they win game 1 with Sanchez, I think if Nola looks average, this is a lot of ifs, but like if Nola looks average, I think I may pick Nola game 2. If they lose game 1, then I'm probably gonna go Ranger. And then
see, I don't know that it matters if they win or lose because like I want to win both those games. Like I don't want to play until what if game 3. Like I'd rather just try to win game 1 and game 2.
I know, but that's again as if Nola looks like the opposite of how he's looked this year.
Yes.
So
and
again, it's a lot of ifs.
Decent. He was decent in his second game back, but like the first game back was a mess.
Yeah, he gave up one really hard hit.
That's the thing is you don't know what you're gonna get from him in any given night.
But that's most pitchers that aren't,
Sure, yeah. I just think out of Luzardo, Nola, and Suarez, I just think the low, like the absolute lowest of them, I think Rangers' low is higher than the other 2 lows. If that makes sense.
I guess the thing I'm thinking about is like, I hear what you're saying. You want to go into game 2 trying to, especially if it's the wild card round, like you want to try to win game 2, even if if you win game 1. But like, what if you put Ranger out there game 2 and you lose? Then you have to pitch Nola, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of that would depend on what we see from Aaron the rest of the way.
Agreed.
And kind of as well. Like I don't know if that was the exact plan for the Phillies or not, but I'm sure when he came back, and that was before they got that news. They couldn't do anything about the Wheeler stuff, but I think probably the plan was like, hey, like, I'm not really concerned about wins and losses when you're out there, or let's get you back to your level, to a certain level, because we're going to need you in October, kind of thing. I think that would kind of be the thought process for the Phillies when it comes to Nola, but whether or not he pitches in like game 2 or not, when they get there, yeah, I think you guys are right. Like it probably depends on, um, you know, whether they're home or whether they're home or away for that, and things like that. But um, yeah, I mean, I would probably start really thinking about that in like the beginning, probably in a couple of weeks actually, in the beginning of September. We'll have a little bit of tape on Nola, and we can kind of see, you know, uh, where how comfortable we are with that situation.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're really only going to see Nola for what, another 4 starts, maybe, if
Yeah,
that, 3 or
Yeah,
4
Right.
starts.
4 to 6. Yeah, probably.
right.
So,
So
And I don't know if you guys saw real quick before we jump into the Eagles. Did you see Lazardo got thrown out tonight?
I did not know. I
Yeah,
did not see that.
when they did the pitching change, it was right before we came on. They did the pitching change. Lazardo came out and he did like a 90-degree turn to the umpire and chewed him out. Called him
Is this
every
after he got
any-
pulled?
Yeah, called
No,
him
at that
every
point, you got nothing to lose.
yeah, right. He called him a motherfucker. He
Love that.
ripped him. And
Love that
as
out
soon
of
as it went
Lazardo.
dark, I think he they said he threw him out. And then Kirkland comes out. I don't know if you saw, but JT and the umpire had some words. He's been bad tonight, the umpire. But
he was
Yeah.
bad. I
yeah,
think Lazardo right away tonight, he got off on that bad foot with
yeah,
that thing with Soto. Soto call for time, and Lazardo was already in his windup, and that's where too. I think Kruk said it on the broadcast. Like, Lazardo was clearly upset with that, and he had every right to be. He was already like
yeah,
his windup. He was already
Yeah.
heading towards home plate, and like Kruk had said on the broadcast about like JT kind of was just he didn't really like jump up. Like Lazardo was already coming to home plate, like to be like whatever he was going to say to him, and usually like a little bit of pep in your step there, JT, maybe to like save the picture in case he doesn't get thrown out and
Yeah.
inning 2 of the game. You know what I mean? But no, I mean I didn't see that, but that's not surprising considering he seemed like he was pretty upset.
Yeah, he was
Justifiably
fired up.
so.
He was fired up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where like I don't think these umps want to keep their jobs. Like, just give me robo umps. I was never like that in the past, but like the way they have been in the last couple of years, just get them out of here. There's no reason for them.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys ready to move on?
Sure.
Let's do it. Yep.
All right. Let's go to a little Eagles talk. Obviously, their final roster, the final cuts are made. Anything like things super surprising that you guys thought? I mean, obviously the trade for Sam Howell is their third quarterback. Eli Ricks got cut. Anything else that stands out to you guys?
I don't think this is like a big thing, but because I didn't think he was gonna make the team, but like I who's gonna I don't know who's gonna return punts,
Britton
but like
Covey?
Anais Smith. I
Okay,
thought he looked decent in the I didn't see much of the preseason this year, but like in the few punt returns I did see, I thought he was pretty decent. It's hard to keep a guy on a Super Bowl winning team. It's hard to keep a guy just strictly for that. I mean,
You think maybe that's what they got Michi for?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he does punt returns. I'm not sure if that's like his thing, but like they're still talking about Cooper DeJean, and I'm like, dude,
I don't
Cooper
want-
DeJean.
yeah.
Neither do I. Like, I don't need that guy to get hurt.
I think he's great back there, but like
Yeah,
I think he's too valuable to the defense.
Yeah, I don't need him to get hurt. And I think this year he might get a little bit more exposed. So I just don't need him out there more than he needs to be. So I'm a little like I'm just like a little confused about who's going to do punts. I mean, Shipley's probably going to do the kickoff because he did that last year a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I can't really think of. There's a couple of guys that I was like, like not Cam Johnson, offensive line. I think his name's Cameron Smith. Or do you guys know who I'm talking about?
No.
Cameron Williams. I think it's Cameron Williams. Came into camp not knowing who he was, and apparently he had a really good camp. But I don't know. I think
Cameron
everything-
Williams. Yes,
I think everything is pretty not on brand for what they were going to do.
Yeah, I agree.
The punt return thing's interesting. I mean, I was really, and I thought he was going to make the team. But it was still cool to see it. Um, Darius Cooper made the team,
Yep.
another wide receiver, and undrafted. And I mean, him and McKee were hooking up all preseason when they played. And I actually really liked what I saw from Cooper. Like I thought he ran really good, like really crisp routes and things like that. Like he was pretty good. And I don't know if that's like, he's making the team to do that, right? Like contribute on special teams or not. But he could be an option there too. Provided he's not a total liability to, doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it was a pretty cool story to see, somebody who was, I don't even think he was a 1-star recruit coming out of high school and things like that. He's really,
I want to say he was
Yeah, it's
Division
crazy.
2, wasn't he?
was that?
Was he Division 2?
I
Like
think
I don't think he was like. He like kind of came out of nowhere.
yeah. He might have been D2. Yeah.
Carleton State.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Where's that at, Mike?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Texas.
I could not tell you.
Stevensville, Texas.
They're
You know what?
in
If I had
NBA
enough guesses,
football.
I could have said Texas.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not
it's like the
college
biggest
teams.
state. It's the second biggest state, whatever
Oh
it is.
yeah,
It's
big
third biggest state, whatever. I don't
yeah,
even
big
know.
football state down there. I could have guessed Texas at some point. But yeah, I mean,
Division 1.
I don't really
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
never heard of that school.
Yeah.
Ever in my life.
Barely D1.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I hate? You know what I hate when schools have, and I get it. It just bothers me when like this. It's like a city, and then they give a state like Boise State. Like Boise's not a state. Why
Yeah.
are we called Boise State? That bothers me.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
because they're state schools, so like
right,
that's why they're
exactly. Yeah,
called-
exactly.
But
right.
like it still bothers me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other.
And I'm
ones.
sure there's a Boise University. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's not. But if there's not,
probably
like,
like
we
a
got problems.
Boise. There's probably like a Boise College. It's probably not called university.
Yeah.
It's probably Boise College or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it
think off
bugs
the
me a
top of my
little
head.
bit. That's like this is the stuff I think about before I go to bed.
No, I think that's a fair point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't hate that take.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Penn State, but that's Pennsylvania. That would be a dumb take by me. That would be a dumb take.
That would be generational.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like Penn State. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. I realized I was like, no, it doesn't work. All right. Whatever. All right. We can yeah, so I guess we talked about it the last couple weeks, do like a week by week kind of prediction, breakdown, what we think the record is gonna be, give kind of a season long prediction. And listen, tomorrow I'm a little nervous for tomorrow because I find out, I guess, if I can watch half of these Eagles games because I have YouTube TV and apparently
yes.
they're just gonna lose 5.
I was going to
Same
ask
here.
you guys about that.
So
Are you guys affected by that?
yes, I will be affected by
We are.
I will.
We
I
are
will.
here.
I
you
will,
are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we. I will cancel in 0.6 seconds because I mean the only reason I really have YouTube TV is I don't really watch like live TV. I just watch sports. Like
right, exactly.
the
Same.
minute that happens, I mean I'll lose the Phillies, but like I'll figure out another way to watch the Phillies. But like I'm not.
I'm
and
sure
I-
they'll figure this thing out.
Yeah,
They
that's.
always do.
I told my wife last night. I was like, I'm worried. I work like. And she was like, no, they do this every year, and I was like,
They did it not that long ago with a specific channel. And I forget what channel
It
it was.
was last season. It was CBS, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was CBS. It was last year though, or the year before. There was. I do remember what you're talking about. I just can't exactly.
And it was
think
there was a
yeah.
deadline and it went right to the deadline and then they figured it
Yeah.
out.
They dropped like MLB Network and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have MLB Network on 24/7 in this house.
Yeah.
Like I watch MLB Network all the time, and so when that went, that was that was an adjustment for sure. But
I've been begging them. You could do like write-ins. I've been begging them for the last 5 years to just do NHL Network. Literally like once a month I'll go on NHL Network. Give me NHL Network. They won't.
no
do it.
NHL Network.
So I worked from home the day that the trade deadline. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put on MLB Network. Didn't realize that they got rid of it. I'm sitting here for a half hour trying to find MLB Network, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that they did that.
Yep. It's bullshit. Although honestly, streaming's starting to turn into cable anyway with all the streaming services you need nowadays.
Yeah.
and all the bundles things you have to do.
Dude,
We're just going back to cable. That's all we're doing.
That's the thing is like it's like movies. Like movies are starting to go back in the theater, and it's like they've done this for 100 years. Like there's a reason they've done it for 100 years the same way is because it's the way that it works. Like
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate that cable's so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's robbery. And I absolutely hate Comcast with a passion. We've talked about this. I hate
Yeah.
Comcast with an absolute passion. All right, back to the Eagles. Week 1 we will be able to watch because it's on NBC.
Yeah.
Yes.
So week 1, Thursday Night Football to open the season against the Dallas Cowboys at home. How we feeling about the Cowboys week 1 game? It seems like the Dallas is kind of really close to just imploding, which will be a really fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the Eagles a victory to open up the season.
Are you referring to the Micah Parsons?
I am, and just in general, I feel like they're kind of close to just blowing it up. Like
Yeah.
Dak, like any minute, I think he's gone if he doesn't get it done. Micah Parsons is unhappy and wants to be traded, and bad vibes in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing is, like, with this game, like, and like it being like a big rivalry game, in addition to like everything else, like the pomp and circumstance of the banner and all that other stuff, like I could totally see potential, like where it kind of comes out, you're not firing on all cylinders because of like
For sure.
everything going on. But this Eagles team's just like a rung or two just better than than the Cowboys. So it's not even like even without their best stuff, they can beat this team. So I think they're going to win too.
Yeah, I think my biggest worry, and it's not just the Cowboys game, it's like the first few games, is like the same thing happens from last year where this is their preseason. And
Mhm.
I think you were just kind of referring to that a little bit, Mark, but like it's just kind of like that's my only worry. And it's not because it's the Cowboys, it's just the nature of them, always starting slow the last few years under Sirianni. I'm going to give them a win, but I think it's going to be tight because of that reason.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it, because it I don't know. I just think everything that, they're
This is
going
a
to,
division game.
right. And you're going to go in there and there's going to be like the first like mistake someone makes, the crowd's going to be on it. You know what I mean? Because it's not only the banner night, but it's the Cowboys. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like, so I could see where like that could kind of like, even without like that all that focus, it's still it can still kind of like it could still kind of like there's a lot going on around
But
itself, what I mean?
By halftime,
the first game of the whole season, like there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
by halftime, we're going to be calling for Tanner McKee.
I was just
to
gonna say, Jalen throws a pick six the first drive.
Yeah.
And everybody's just booing him and wants Tanner McKee. But I wasn't gonna say it, but now I feel like I had to.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. At some point, I think we joked about this a couple weeks ago. At some point, people are going to be calling for Tanner McKee.
Oh, I do have a question for you guys about Eagles Cowboys. What is the over under for you guys that George Pickens gets in a fist fight? In this game?
I guess the better question is, who does he get in the fist fight with?
Who's he fight? Okay, yeah. Who takes the
Jalen Carter, definitely.
Yeah, yes, I can see that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think they might fist fight before the game. They actually might put that on TV. like you might be able to bet that. That's a part of our parlay.
I forgot George Pickens was a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just one reason
really
to
good
not
talent.
like him.
He is a good talent.
He's a good talent.
He
He's just a head
He
case.
is. Yeah, exactly.
And
But
it's not like a diva head case. Like you
Right.
could say AJ Brown's a diva, and Des Bryant was a diva. Like this guy is like a little whack.
he's Antonio Brown without the Hall of Fame talent. He's a nice
honestly,
talent.
He actually like I think Antonio Brown is crazy in a different way. Like George Pickens actually might like murder you. Like actually, like he might look for you after the game. Like that, he's crazy like that. Like
yeah.
He's like, you
I
guys
kind of want a guy like that on my team. Well, we have one, Jalen Carter.
you guys know how
Literally
like
killed the guy.
Mike Evans and Lattimore, they hate each other.
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah.
always getting into it. Like I feel like George Pickens is like that with any DB, like that he just deals with, like on a, you're a little more physical with them, like, and next thing you know, the camera's catching them scrapping. Like,
I mean, the odds-on
Remember-
favorite would have been Garner Johnson if he was still here. Like that's
Yeah.
the
Oh, for
easy
sure.
favorite.
oh, he would have been
It's mostly because they line up because they would like see each other more
Right,
than him and Jalen Carter would.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
you remember Andre Johnson and what's his name, Cortland Finnegan?
Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they literally just fought on the fifth field. I mean, they fought on the field. Like that's good. It's literally going to be Pickens and
Yeah.
every week.
yeah. I did want to throw that out there because I definitely
Yeah.
think there's just
Got to
everything.
be like 1.5, right?
Yeah, everything going into this game. There's going to be some volatile
Yeah.
stuff going on there, I'm sure.
All right, so then week 2, they travel to go meet up with Taylor Swift's fiance,
Oh,
as if as nauseating as that's going to be. Kansas City for week 2. How you guys feeling?
I'll give them the loss only because listen, Jalen Hurts is 14-1 outside of playoffs or the two Super Bowls. 14-1 against the AFC. Again, I'm not hoping this happens, but it just feels like they're going to start a little slow. And Kansas City's been playing their team and their starters, and I think there's going to be a little bit of animosity. I think there's going to be a little bit of revenge for Kansas City, even though it's a regular season game. It's but these guys are wired different. So yeah, I think I have them losing that game just simply for those reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was at home, I would probably think a little differently, but I think going into Kansas City might be a little tough.
That was like, I don't understand why they have to go there, especially after the fact that, they had just beat them pretty handily in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I know that the schedule's kind of, they do it a certain way, but
Yeah.
no, I agree with Dom on that. I do think too, like, I was mentioning, I think last week about the Kingdom documentary that ESPN was doing with the Chiefs. And I have not seen anything of it, just clips, but it sounds like this really, like last year's kind of beating in that Super Bowl really kind of, it's taken its kind of toll on Mahomes. And yeah, I think like a revenge game for them. I'm sure they have that circled week, in week 2. And it's hard to bet against them. He can be frustrating. As an opposing team fan with the penalties and all that other stuff. But, he's hard to bet against Mahomes. So I think they're going to bounce back and really kind of have that game circled. So, yeah, I'm going to give them the loss too for that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be the only one giving them a win. I just look at Kansas City. Like, obviously, Pat Mahomes, we know who he is, what he is. But, like, the rest of the roster, like, doesn't really scare me. Like, Xavier Worthy's decent. Travis Kelce is at the end of his career, not as effective, too busy baking sourdough bread with Taylor Swift. I just, I'm not all that scared of Kansas City anymore at the stage of their franchise or their team. So I'm going to give the Eagles a win that week. That moves us on to week 3 at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
I have a win.
Okay.
I think the Rams are a little overblown. I think that I know they're one of the Super Bowl favorites. People are blowing Stafford. They have a good defense. They have the receivers. Like, I think they're a nice team. I just think they're just older than they were last year. And I think that, Stafford, we're not really sure how healthy he is with his back. We're not even sure if he's going to play in that game yet. And if he does, I still think they win. I still think the Eagles win. They've had Stafford's number. They've had the Rams' number the last 3 or 4 times they've met. And this time it's at home. So we've been beating them on the road. So I think this is where the Eagles really kind of start to pick it up a little bit. At least look good. So I have Eagles win.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the reasons you just mentioned, Dom, too, like about the Stafford injury stuff, I don't, good quarterback for a long time, but
Yeah.
A lot of mileage there. He's the I don't like back injuries for any athlete, but especially for a quarterback, you know what I mean?
He's 37.
Get out.
I'm a little behind.
Yes.
Homer?
Fucking big.
That's yeah.
He
Especially
hit that
Gatorade.
ball a fucking mile in the air. I
Yeah.
thought
What's the score?
it's a major league. It's too high. It's too high.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
high. Too high. What does that even mean?
Dude, I thought that was going to the fourth deck the way the camera just followed that.
Right. Well, I was wondering if it was going to go foul. It looked like it
Yeah,
was going to
or
go
a mile foul. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a terrible camera work, but
Not great. It's a big fucking home run.
that's big for him too, coming back
Oh, sure. Yeah.
from last year. But
All
go
right.
ahead,
Sorry,
sorry.
Mark. I
Yeah.
cut you off. Sorry.
No, it's good. I don't remember what I was saying anyway. So
I think we were talking about Stafford being the back.
Yes.
yeah, I think the
yeah,
Eagles
yeah.
are going to win that game against the Rams. So, but yeah, him Stafford having those injuries and stuff like that are kind of scary. I did not know. I didn't realize that like they're getting like some buzz Super Bowl hype kind of thing. I'm kind of
Yeah.
surprised by that. But yeah, no, I think the Eagles take that, especially at home.
Mike,
I'm gonna
real quick. When you were
Go ahead, yeah.
screaming that, first I thought you were talking to your dog, and then I thought it was maybe like your kid, and I was like, because I was watching, I was focused on Mark, and all of a sudden I hear you go, get out, and then I looked at you, and you were like this, so I was like, oh, the Phillies. All right, cool.
Yeah, I have. So I know you say it's on your TV, so it's like above it. I literally have it on my
Yeah.
computer, like a different window. So I'm watching it on the computer. Yeah, I was just making
ahead.
sure it was a fair ball.
Yeah,
But so I'm gonna go differently again. I think this is a loss. I like Stafford a lot. He could sling it. Obviously, they haven't had great success against the Eagles lately. But I'm here for a Devontae Adams resurgence year. I think he's
Same.
gonna have a tremendous year with Matt Stafford. And then you have him and Puka. Yeah, I think it's a loss. First loss of the season for me at least. That moves us on to
So we're
week
all 2-1.
4. Correct. We're all 2-1. Yes. That takes us to week 4.
by the way, that was Helsley too. They
That
came
was
up.
one of their big acquisitions. Yeah.
He's been ass. But go
He
ahead.
has
Sorry.
been asked. Week 4 in Tampa against the Buccaneers. I'm gonna give him a win. They're good in a shit division. That's pretty much all Tampa is. Like, they're a playoff team, but I just think they kind of take advantage of that bad division. Baker's fine, but other than that, they're
You have
whatever.
the Eagles winning.
Yes, I have the Eagles
Okay.
winning. Yes.
I got a loss there only because the Eagles play like shit in Tampa, no matter
Sure.
when it is,
Yeah.
no matter what time, especially in September. Like
Sure.
we always get Tampa in September, and I'd rather have it in September than like December when they're when it's cold and they go somewhere and it's nice and it kind of affect them a little bit. But it just feels like they always play like 100-degree game in September in Tampa, and like it feels like 5 of the last 6 of them they lost. So like it feels like a loss. I really hope they win that. But like last year was a little different when they lost that game in Tampa because they had me playing receiver. So like it was bad. But I'm hoping for the win. But I have them losing that game just because they stink in Tampa.
They do. Despite that, I think the Eagles, like, I have them winning that game.
Love
even
that.
though
I love that you guys have them winning. I wish. I hope.
Yeah, I don't like them going down there. And I was gonna say that before you said that, Dom. It was like it's always like 95 degrees when
Yeah.
they're down there.
Feels like 110. Yeah.
Yeah, 110 on the field level, and the Bucks are flying around out there, and the Eagles look like they can't keep up. Like, so. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Mike, on that. I don't. I think like Baker's kind of due for like some serious regression there. He's kind of like a gambler anyway, and I think the numbers were kind of inflated a little bit. He can make a play happen. Baker's like really interesting this way, where he can like do these things out there and make these plays, but he could very easily be like a 15-yard loss. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's like a master at that, like for some reason. But I think he's due for a little bit of a regression there. And yeah, like I don't even know. Like is Chris Godwin going to be ready? I think
he's on the pup. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
he'll miss the first 4. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he'll miss that game.
Yeah, so I like the Eagles for that game. Maybe Tampa's a little shorthanded there.
Yeah. All right. That moves us to week 5. They come back home to play the Denver Broncos, who, like, you talk about Super Bowl hype, and I think this is crazy and a little premature, but like a lot of people are giving the Denver Broncos some love. What do you guys think?
I like Denver. Knicks had a really, really good year last year, and but I got them. I got the Eagles winning that game too. I think Knicks being like a young quarterback, and even like with the mobility and stuff like that. I think like the Eagles defense can kind of make them really work that day. So I like the Eagles for the first the game against Denver there.
Yeah, I have the Eagles winning that game, but I don't think Denver personally. I don't think Denver's like a Super Bowl contender. I have seen that too. I think Bo Nix is a good a good quarterback, decent quarterback. He might be one of those guys that's just like in the right situation. Um, I think that Denver, it's gonna their offense is really gonna rely on the running game. If PJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, they seem like a good tandem. I think it's really going to depend on if they can run the ball. I love Cortland Sutton, and they have a great defense. So I don't think it's going to be an easy win, but I do think the Eagles win that game. I do think Denver makes the playoffs, though. Like they made them last year, and I'm a known Sean Payton hater. So, yeah, I might be at that game too. So let's hope.
Nice.
Sweet.
I do think it's a win as well. I like what I saw out of Bo Nix last year, but like, and we're gonna talk about this later when we get to like Washington. But you got to do it twice for me. Like, I can't anoint you something great or special after one season. So
That's fair.
until I see more out of Bo Nix, I just need to see more.
I kind of feel that way with Jaden Daniels.
That's what I was alluding to with talking about when we talk about Washington. It's kind of
we'll get
because
there.
I've heard people say he's the next Patrick Mahomes or he's the next big superstar franchise quarterback. Like, it's one season. Let's pump the brakes there.
Yeah.
All right, so that moves us on to week 6, and Dom, you were on the show last week, so me and Mark are talking about it. You want to talk about like future star quarterbacks? I'm kind of on the Jackson Dart train. I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty good.
Is he starting by that week?
I was gonna say by that week. I don't know if he'll be starting by that week. Maybe by week 8 and 2 weeks later. I don't know, but like,
Yeah.
the Giants obviously aren't good. They made a couple, decent moves in the offseason, specifically the draft. So I think they're kind of trending in the right direction. I don't think they're going to be very good this season. So I will give the Eagles a win that week.
Go ahead, Mark. You can go, and then I'll.
So I actually have a loss for this one.
Okay.
I feel like there's a little bit of a letdown. You're playing right out of the chute. You got Kansas City on the road, LA at home and all that. Like, I think these are like relatively good teams playing a bad team. It's a Thursday night. You're there. You're up at the Meadowlands. I just don't love that. I don't love playing up there anyway, with that field and all that. But
yep.
Yeah, like I think and then they have, not to jump ahead, but they have Minnesota right after that. So it's like in Minnesota. So I feel like there might be a little bit more of a maybe you're kind of looking past them a little bit, and plus I think the Giants will be like, I think they're going to be a little bit better.
So do I.
Yeah, I have a loss for that game.
So I have a win for the Eagles. I loved watching Dart last year at Ole Miss. We talked about this around the draft. I was so disappointed because I thought the Giants had a really, really good draft, a great first round.
Mm-hmm.
I am no longer a Jackson Dart fan, but Jackson Dart sucks. But
just because he wears the uniform of the
Correct.
New York Giants, okay,
Correct.
Okay.
Oh my god, I thought he hit that out.
That was 7 miles foul.
But when he first hit it, he looked at it like
Fair enough.
I have them winning that game. I think that the Giants. I agree, Mark. I think the Giants are going to be a little bit better. I think that Malik Neighbors is going to be like a top 5 receiver, maybe even top 3 fantasy receiver this year. But I think the Eagles are going to run it down their throat. I think the Giants have a good defensive line. I think they have a solid defense in general. But I do think the Eagles pull that out. I do think the Eagles go up there. They know that it's the Giants, and they know they want to win that game. And I think Saquon runs it all over them again. That's all I got.
Fair enough. That brings us to week 7 in Minnesota. I guess their starting quarterback is J.J. McCarthy, right? They're kind of giving the reins to him. I guess
It's not
what
Carson
to
Wentz.
stop it, Carson Wentz. Like, how is he still in the league? I don't understand. I don't know. You just get if you had like one cup of coffee with a good stretch, then like you have a job for life in the NFL. They just keep going back to you.
Well, it's not like he was signed like to a big deal like
No,
like
but you still should.
4
How you
months
get
ago.
any opportunity? It's crazy.
There's guys in
He's fine as
quarterback
a backup.
room. There's guys in quarterback rooms in the league that have done less. You
True.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Agreed.
he's got he does have the ring. You know what I mean? Like we could talk about whatever, but I think teams value that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think there's a giant question mark with JJ McCarthy and what he can be, and he's essentially a rookie. So I'm gonna give the Eagles a win for that game.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was going to say I agree with that. I just for the reason you just mentioned, Mike, I'm not really sure what to make of JJ yet. And yeah, like I think like based on how I have it playing out, I think that they bounce back in Minnesota after a tough loss the week before.
All right. Don, did you want to?
Yeah, no, I got it. I agree with you guys. Rookie quarterback. I don't know what their defense is. So right now I have them as a win.
All right. Week 8, they finish. It's weird to finish up with the Giants by week 8. Like,
wait, by the way,
yeah,
I don't know if you guys know this. So that's a back to. They have 2 back-to-back road games. This is the first time ever a Super Bowl the year after somebody wins the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl, former Super Bowl champion the year before, they are on the road back-to-back weeks more than once. I think it is. It's the first time ever.
Week 16 and 17, they're on the road. Yep.
The first time ever. And
that is crazy.
Also never.
It's a weird stat, though.
Well, it's a little bit overblown because Week 18 was just added a few years ago. So like
True.
But they're also the first team in 60 years, right? That they don't get a back-to-back home game at all. First Super Bowl winning Super Bowl winning team to never get a back-to-back home game. So there you go.
Interesting.
All right, go ahead.
All right, week 8 at home against the Giants. For all the reasons we stated earlier, I'm giving the Eagles a win there.
Same.
I have them winning that game too, especially after how I have them losing in New York. I think they do a number on them at home, and they win week 8.
Yeah. All right. So up week 9 is the bye. So up until the bye, you guys have them at 6-2. I have them at 7-1. Then they come back week 10 in Green Bay against the Packers.
I've got a win in Green Bay. I think Green Bay is the most overblown team. I think Jordan Love is Dak Prescott 2.0. I hate the Packers. I think he's overrated. I think that team is overrated. I heard somebody today say, or maybe it was yesterday, that, or I think I saw it on Twitter, like one of the media people that like ESPN or whatever said it's going to be Rams Packers in the NFC Championship game, and the Packers get there and win. I don't see it at all.
Neither of those teams are like even the top 2 teams in the conference, but
that's what I'm saying. That's what they think. Like I just don't see
take.
it.
I don't see it either.
But yeah. So I've got to win. I hate the Packers. Yeah,
I didn't realize you had such a strong hatred for them.
I just think they're over. Like, for the last 3 years, like everybody's telling me how great they are, and it's just like I just don't see it. I don't know. They have an okay defense. Like they have an okay defense. Nobody rushes the quarterback. That they don't have. They need a defensive end more than we do. Like yeah, they could run the ball, but like the minute you stop them running the ball, they have a rookie receiver who looks really good. I think he's going to be really good. But like they have 75 receivers, and none of them are like take over. Like they don't do anything.
No, I agree, and for all the same reasons, I'm also giving them a win.
Great.
Yeah, I have the Eagles winning that game too. I agree, Dom. I'm not really sure what people see in Green Bay either. I think that whole offense seems very gimmicky to me. Like they don't seem very like. It just seems like they're like very. they have like Jaden Reed, for example.
Yeah,
He's a
I was
very
just
like
gonna say that.
gadget type
Yep.
player, and I think like their offense, like in a lot of the ways they like to call plays and stuff like that, are kind of predicated on using guys like that. You know what I mean? And um, it's I don't think a team like the Eagles, as deep and talented as they are, like they don't fall for that kind of stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like they won't fall for those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
If
And
they can't get the gadget guy going, like it just they don't have anything. We saw it in the
yeah,
championship, or the playoff game, the wild
hmm
card round. Like he threw 4 picks, and everybody loves Jordan Love. I just don't get it.
yeah, yeah. No, I
All
agree.
right.
Agree.
Moving on to week 11 at home versus the Detroit Lions, and I think it's 1A, 1B, Eagles, Lions, 2 best teams in the conference. I might even give the edge to the Lions, but I do think it's really close. But this specific game, I think the Eagles lose. I think the Lions will beat them this week in week 11. I like the Lions a lot.
Yeah, I have them losing this game too. Um, yeah, like I think from Detroit's perspective, they probably look at a really big blown opportunity last year,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
know, and I don't know if they like feel like they could have beaten the Eagles, but they certainly probably feel that they're on that level, and um, losing a game like they did against Washington, I think is, that was probably really, really tough to swallow, for a team that was really good all year in Detroit. So, but I have the Eagles losing that game. I think that's going to be a tough road game Sunday night too. So it looks like a pretty
Yeah.
big marquee game.
So I have the Eagles winning only because I don't know what this Detroit offense is going to look like. Like I think they had the best offensive coordinator last year. They lose him. He goes to Chicago to be the head coach in
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson. Like I don't know. I work with somebody who's a Detroit Lions fan. He's from Detroit, and he's even like a little concerned about the state. He doesn't even think they're going in the division.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I asked him, how do you feel about
Who does he have winning the
losing.
division then?
I think I don't know. That's a good question. I actually didn't ask him, but he said today he didn't think they were going to win the division.
'Cause I don't even think it's close. That might
They
be
have
like,
a really tough schedule too.
yeah, but like you just said all the shit you said about the Packers, and you think they're overrated. Like we already talked about Minnesota, Chicago.
Chicago's going to be really good too.
Nice. I don't know. Need to see more
I
from Caleb
do.
Williams.
Yeah,
I don't
that's fair. But I think you're going to see it this year personally. Like I think their offense is going to explode. I don't know how good their defense is, but but that's what the buddy that I work with was telling me is he said last year their defense wasn't very good. Even with Hutchinson, it was like there were times where like they gave up a lot of runs or a lot of points.
know. Hutchinson
And
didn't play last year.
he did. He got hurt in
He
like
got
week
hurt in the
16.
during the
Nah,
game.
was it that late? No,
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't.
was right before the playoffs. It was
Nah.
maybe it was like week 13, but it was like right before the playoffs. He said even with Hutchinson, they had to outscore teams and we're not sure what that is yet. With the new offensive coordinator, I know a lot of people in Detroit. He said this to me. These are not my words, but are not the biggest Jared Goff. And outside looking in, like I kind of feel like Jared Goff is like the perfect guy for them. But there are a lot of concerns with Jared Goff and like
He played 5 games last year.
did he really?
Hutchinson played 5 games.
So I thought it was later in the season. But still, they just felt like they you have to outscore teams, and we'll see. I don't know if they're going to do that this year. I think Amon Ra is like, I don't know what he. A lot of people are down on him this year.
They can run. They can run the ball really well.
Even
Too.
if you stop the run,
Sure, yeah, but
you win that game. You can win that game. Yeah.
We talked about Johnson last week going to Chicago.
Yeah.
And how that might affect that offense and all. And I know that Jared Goff was very, very complimentary of all the things he did for him. So that'll be interesting to see what how that plays out there. On the outside looking in though, it's interesting that your coworker feels like that because I think they're a pretty good team.
I felt that way too until he said that today. I was like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But I think they win that game. The Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, week 12 in Dallas. And just for the sake of like splitting with Dallas, obviously it's hard to beat the same team twice. Whatever you hear the old cliche. I'm gonna give him a loss in Dallas.
I think they go on a roll. I do. I think the
Okay.
same thing happens last year. The same thing happens last year where they start off a little shaky and then they just go on a run. I think Dallas stinks. Javonte Williams is their starting running back. Like, they have good receivers, but like it's Dak.
Yep.
Who knows if Parsons even going to play this year? Like, he probably will, but like it's their defense doesn't scare me. At that point, they may be decimated with injuries because they're hurt every year. So like, I'm gonna give the Eagles a win because fuck the Cowboys, right? Like,
Yeah, no, I have them beating them twice
love it.
this year. So I don't know, man. It's a little shallow. Like the depth there, like kind of what Dom was just saying, like that running back room is kind of really strange. Dak's coming off a serious injury. And I know he often plays well, like he bounces back with that kind of thing, but he's another year older, and that's just really hard to do. And yeah, I think the Eagles can beat them twice this year.
All right, moving on to week 13 at home against the Bears. Talked about it earlier. I don't love the Bears. Caleb Williams still need to see more from, take the next step. But I think the Eagles are better than the Chicago Bears. So I'll give the Eagles the win week 13.
I have them winning too, but I really like Chicago. And I think they got a lot of good young players. And Johnson being there now as the head coach, I think he's going to like really kind of have his imprint on this thing, and it'll be interesting to see if he can kind of do for Caleb Williams what he did for Jared Goff, and and I love those. I love their wide receiver groups. I like Luther Burton, the tight end. I can't remember
Loveland.
Loveland.
Yeah.
I like him, and I think Roman Duze is like a star waiting to happen. So.
And one of the biggest fights me and Mike had was their number one receiver is so good, and he doesn't think so, but I don't think he likes him as much as I do, but I think DJ Moore is so fucking good.
I literally was thinking, who the fuck is their number one receiver?
He's so underrated. It's not
like
even
DJ
funny.
Moore.
I think he's overrated.
We're not gonna.
He's fine. He's fine.
I like DJ Moore.
Maybe he's perfectly rated. If you think he's overrated, and I think he's, or I'm sorry,
No, I think he's underrated.
If you think he's underrated, and I think he's overrated, maybe he's just rated. Maybe he's just perfectly rated.
That's possible. I'm gonna gush over the Bears. I think the Bears. Oh, goodbye. Oh my god, it was
foul. Yeah.
I'm gonna gush over the Bears. So their win totals was 7.5. I bet them at 8.5 over. I do think the Eagles win this game, but I think it's a tight one. I think this is like a field goal win for the Eagles in the final seconds. Loveland, I think, is going to have an impact. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Bowers last year, but like I think it's going to be similar. I think he gets like close to 100 catches. They're running plays for him. Like they're going to run the two tight end. I think Kmet has had his shot for the last 3-4 years, and he just hasn't taken it. There are people that think that Loveland is just this blocking tight end. There's no way they draft him 10th overall for him to be a blocking tight end. I watched them in the preseason. They have plays set up for him. And he looks really good. He catches the ball, and he looks like Gronkowski. I'm not going to say he's Gronkowski, but like he looks like prime Gronkowski. He catches the ball and runs for 15 like Kelsey, like those guys. So I love the Bears this year, but I do have the Eagles winning that game because I just think the Eagles are great. It's that simple.
Okay. Week 14 at the LA Chargers. I got to win because I'm tired of hearing about Justin Herbert.
And I'm tired about hearing Jim Harbaugh. So I got to win too.
Yeah, I have a win for that game for both of those reasons that you guys mentioned.
Love that.
I don't get it. I don't get it with the Chargers. We talked about Herbert last week. We were on the complete. We were slicing Herbert up on the show last week.
Yeah, as we do.
I don't really see it. I think the Eagles roll in that game, and they'll be around this time, around this like 12, 13, 14 week, I think that's like really when we start to see them hit their peak and, kind of start getting on a roll here.
I do really love Lad McConkey, and
Oh, he's down. Yeah.
and that the running back Hampton. I
Yeah.
think those are two really good players, but I agree with you guys. I'm not on the Herbert train. I was years ago, a few years ago, but I'm off that train. And I hate Jim Harbaugh. So
Okay, I get behind that. All right, week 15, home against the Raiders. The Raiders stink. They're one of the worst teams of football, in my opinion. Who's quarterback? Is it still Gardner Minshew? Is he there?
Geno
it's
Smith.
Gino.
Geno Smith. Was Gardner Minshew there at one point? Where's
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew now?
A few years ago.
Yeah, okay. So Geno
don't know.
Smith. The Raiders still stink. Give me
Smith
a
got traded there,
Yeah.
and then Sam Darnold signed in Seattle.
I saw recently, did Jacoby Myers ask for a trade?
He either a contract or a trade. Oh my God, he was overthrew that.
Minshew's with the Chiefs now. Okay.
Okay. He's with the Colts too for a
Yeah,
minute.
it was. Yep.
Jacoby Myers asked for a trade or a contract. I believe it is.
Okay.
And I just don't think the Raiders are going to give him a contract. They don't. They're not trying to. He's a nice player. Like I don't think they're.
Yeah. Right.
So we'll see. But they just signed Amari Cooper. 115 years old.
Who cares?
Well, I have a buddy who's a Raiders fan. And he was like, "At least I can wear my Amari Cooper jersey."
Yeah. There you go.
You never see that. Like the guys that go back. Like Deshaun came back. Remember Deshaun came back in 2020?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're going to roll in this game. This defense is atrocious. The Raiders have, which is crazy because they have Max Crosby on it, and like the unit's bad. And like I said, I think they're going to be rolling at that point, and they'll be like running at peak efficiency. I think offensively and stuff, and they're going to run the Raiders over.
Yeah, I got to win too.
Week 16 at Washington. I think Washington's not a bad team. I just tired of hearing about the Jaden Daniels, anointing him the great one already. Like, I think he needs to pump the brakes. I'm gonna give Washington the win here, this week because I think they split. So I think the Eagles will win. In 2 weeks or whatever. So I'm giving the Eagles the loss in this game.
I agree with that. I think they split. I think they lose this game. I think this is the game that we all sit here, we watch the Eagles win, and then they lose, just like last year. And then they lose, and we're like, oh my God, this team isn't going to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the loss there. I agree. I think Washington's overrated this year. They're old. How come I hate every NFC team? Like they're like the Rams, the Washington, Dallas. Like I hate every
Green Bay.
Loathe Green Bay. We're the only team that's going to make the playoffs in the NFC.
Yes,
apparently. I got to win that. I mean, I got a loss there because I think they just have to lose at some point.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with both of you there. I'm a little bit higher on Washington than you guys, I think.
That's fair. It's fair. It's fair. I get it.
Yeah, like I think, I don't know, like Jaden Daniels does have that. He reminds me a lot of Jalen, like in the way he kind of carries himself and things like that. And I mean, like it's interesting. Like I'm kind of intrigued to see how like Debo fits there. Terry McLaurin's going to play now. Like, so he's going to have some options on the outside and things like that. And like I'm kind of interested there to see. I don't think they're not on the Eagles level yet. The Eagles are very much in their window, but I think Washington's coming, and they got some pieces.
So I was at the NFC Championship game, and the guys in front of me were Washington fans, and we were the whole game. We were friendly with them, but we were breaking their balls. And I told them, I said, I really hope this is like the next 5 to 10 years, like because we haven't in our lifetimes, like we've never seen Washington be really good. Like they've made the playoffs here and there. The Kirk Cousins years and the one RG3 year, like we've seen them make the playoffs, but like we've never been like super concerned about them for multiple years in a row. And I told them, I said, it's going to be fun because like it's always Dallas from New York and mostly Dallas in the past, 10 years. But like, I told them, I said, I really hope this is it. Like, I really hope we go at it because it's not something we're used to.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
So Mark, did you have a win or a loss?
I have a loss for this game at Washington. Yeah.
All right. All right. Week 17 at Buffalo. I mean, I think Buffalo is really good. So Josh Allen, obviously, I think the Eagles will lose back-to-back weeks and will lose this game against Buffalo. In Buffalo. And it's like a late game, obviously, like late in the season. Could be snow. Who knows what kind of weather you get up there in Buffalo in week 17.
Yeah, actually, I have a loss for that one too. I think it's like going to Buffalo and dealing with all those things, and of course, Josh Allen being Josh Allen and stuff. I think that's late in the season, and kind of like what Don was saying earlier. Like, I think at this point, they kind of like, there's like that little seed of doubt. You know what I mean? They kind of put you through that little, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this team's, and we do the whole radio thing and all that stuff. And it's, so I have them losing that game too.
So I have them winning only because I don't think they lose this as many. I've already given them too many losses.
You've given them 3. You've given them 3 losses.
So far, I've given them 3.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll give them the loss then because I think they lose 4 games. But I really part of me thinks they win, but I just don't think they go because I think they beat Washington, but at home. But I just don't think they lose only 3 games.
I was gonna say that would have been their 4th loss if you have them losing that game. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give them the win. 22. They had 3 losses, so they could do it again. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to win. You know why? Because Jalen Hurts is 14-1. At this time next year, he'll be 14-2 because he's going to lose that Kansas City. I haven't losing that Kansas City game, but he's gonna he dominates the AFC. So there you go. He's going to have a Jalen Hurts game. He's going to pull out his cock. Nah, I'm just kidding. I have them winning. I have them win that game just because it's fun. That's fun that way.
Okay, are you done? You went off the rails there for a second.
Did.
All right, just want to pull you back in for a second.
We're good. We're back on Earth.
All right, week 18.
I hate it here because the Phillies are gonna blow it.
Finish. So. Yes, that's what it seems like. Week 18 at home to finish the season against Washington. I have a win for the reasons I said. 2 weeks prior, I think they split, so I'll give them a win week 18.
Same here.
Yeah, I think they split as well. So I have a win there.
Yep.
All right, so that brings our totals to. Let me see, Dom. You have them at
14-3.
14. Yes, correct. 14-3.
This is not good, guys. This is not good.
You have them at 14-3. I have them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm talking about the Phillies.
12-5. Jeez, what happened?
Bases loaded.
How? What happened with that last batter?
I don't know. I was looking at my phone.
Loop single that a good left fielder catches. Okay, cool, awesome. And then Mark, you have them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have them 12-5 as well. So me and you have them 12-5. Dom has them 14-3. So there you go. All right. This seems like game over. Bases loaded, nobody out. So you guys got anything else before we get out of here?
I was gonna do the superlative award thing, but like we could if I'm gonna even if I have to jump on because I would like to jump on next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna at least try to come on. If I come on for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'd like to like we'll talk a little bit about the game before it comes on. Maybe we could do it then, but if not, you guys could do it next week. Because we've ran out a lot of time.
Yeah,
so,
we're up against it. I gotta get to bed.
Yeah, same.
6 o'clock comes early.
Yep.
Oh Jesus Christ! I thought that was a pass ball. Holy hell, that scared me.
What is the score?
It's 5-5, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, no outs for the Mets. Duran's in.
Yes, they got problems. They got problems. So we're gonna end this without knowing what happens, unless it happens within the next literally 10 seconds. Go subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all the places. Follow us on Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, and all those fun places. We'll see everybody next Tuesday. See you then.